Hello and welcome to the unwritten life, which is currently my life. I mean, there are a lot of unwritten lives, but I'm talking about my own because, that's the one I know. At least I try to know it. Sometimes feel like I don't always do. Also, my name is Kjersti and, you're watching this channel. It's mine. I have a lot of fun. And I also have a lot of frustration coming out of me sometimes. Coming out of me. God, that sounded weird. Anyway, this is kind of a continuation of like all the other talks we've had. And yeah, I talk a lot. I have had a lot of frustration. And not much have really happened since I last talked to you guys because, I'm kind of waiting for others and other things, so to speak. And I'm obviously not looking at you because I'm looking at the puzzle I'm doing. That's the norm, or my norm at least. So, yeah. What little have been happening? Not much, as I said, but I am a little less freaked out now, which is very good. I was very freaked out for a while there. That was not good. I'm still freaking out, but like a little bit less, I think. As usual, I'm all over the place. That's normal. It's fine. We all do it. I mean, I'm sure some people, maybe not a lot of people, but I'm sure some people try to pretend they're always put together and whatnot. That's not what you're getting here. I'm generally not that put together, and I fully admit it. That's who I am, at least these days, it seems. And where was I going with this? Yeah, I have not yet had the guy coming to write a report on my house that I'm wanting to sell. He has not been here yet. He will come tomorrow. I really wanted to do my puzzle, and I have decided for this puzzle right now that I will do it only when I make a video. Kind of help myself to make more videos and, try to be coherent. That is not always easy, but it is what it is. Yeah, where was I going with this? The dude that's coming to write the report, as I said, he has not been here yet. He will come tomorrow. I am nervous. And I mentioned that in my previous video that I'm all over the place and totally freaking out. And I'm worried that it's gonna be bad. That the report is gonna be bad and that I'm gonna struggle to sell my house. And that has been, honestly, where my mind has been at lately. Basically, how bad is it gonna get, And then, that was lucky. And then, I'm really sorry because I'm really bad at remembering you guys' names, but someone mentioned that, hey, sure, it might be bad as you think, but how about it might be good. It might be not as bad as you think, or it might actually be good. And I've been thinking about that, and that person is right. It might be good. It might not be as bad as I think. It might not be kind of for lack of a better word, it might not be awful. It might be good. And if it's good, that's kind of the main part of it, in a way, being good. But just, how do I put this? as sure, it might not be bad, it might be good, and I've been thinking about it lately because I have been basically focusing, unfortunately, shouldn't have done that, but we all do things that we realize later might not have been the best idea. But I have been focusing all the things that can go wrong. And guess what? Things kept going wrong. There is one thing that I've been focusing on in a different way that has been generally going good. And that is my money. And my money is something that I like to focus on because I feel like I am in control of my money and I feel like I have a good handle on it. And I don't know the exact saying or like the exact phrase, but something along the lines about of what you focus on grows. And I've been thinking about that for the past couple of days, and I think that maybe there might be something to it because I have been focusing, or I'm not saying that the growth is necessarily kind of like the main point, but I have been focusing on like all the crap lately, to put it lightly. Like this going wrong, this and this and this, and kind of it just kept adding on. And I have gotten, to put it politely, I've gotten a little bit of negativity on myself. Like I've become negative. And I don't like it. Let's just put it out there. I don't like being negative, but that is where I have ended up lately, which is super annoying. But as I said, I started to think about the fact that when it comes to my money, I have been pretty good. I have been good at keeping control over them. I've been doing something that a few of my friends are like, they don't quite get it, but I love it. And that is, and yeah, sure, I haven't done it that much as of late because, a different financial situation demands different ways of doing things sometimes. But I have for a long time been focusing on paying extra on my mortgage. And I had a friend say, well, if you have extra money some month, why don't you go shopping, get yourself something new, have a little fun? And I was thinking to myself, first of all, my house is pretty full. I don't need anything more. I don't really want anything, and I don't really like to go shopping. So I'm gonna go with, I definitely have that working for me. I'm not crazy about going shopping anyway, so I don't feel a great need to go shopping. And I consider that to be a good thing. A very good thing sometimes. So I haven't had this urge to go shopping. So I instead have spent my money on paying extra on the mortgage. And I have gotten a lot of joy out of that, actually. And part of that is simply that whenever I pay extra on the mortgage, the monthly payment goes down. And with that being smaller, that frees up more money. More money I can then use to pay extra on the mortgage. So the monthly payment gets smaller, and then it frees up even more money, and then you get it, right? So I have found great pleasure in doing that. I have thoroughly enjoyed it. And I have been focusing on it, and I'm gonna go with, I feel like it's been working really well. I have paid off a lot extra on my mortgage compared to, like, you know, if I hadn't paid off extra on my mortgage. My monthly payment is so much lower now than it would have been, which, I mean, considering the economy, that's kind of great. So, and that makes me happy. I'm, as I said, quite simple about that. It makes me happy. So, I currently don't do it because of how current status is, but since it's been making me happy, and I was thinking that, well, lately I have been focusing on everything going wrong, everything being bad, and like basically I've focused on all the negative things you can possibly imagine. And I don't know whether this like really adds up and all, but you know the whole thing about what you focus on grows? Yeah, I'm starting to wonder there might be something to that one. Except I've been focusing on the wrong thing, on the wrong side of things, because I kept focusing on everything going wrong. And you know, if the thing about what you focus on grows, and I've been focusing on all the things that are going wrong. Yeah. There's no surprising that more and more things kept going wrong, if that actually is true. So, as I said, I don't remember your channel name, and I'm really sorry, but you did put me on a path that I'm gonna try to keep on, but I don't, I mean, like, I think it's a hard path though, to like always not stay positive, but like focus on the good thing, focus on the things that go right, you know? And yeah, I don't know how else to put it, except I've been focusing on everything that is going wrong instead of focusing on things going right and seeing the positive. And yeah, so I need to shift my this is so hard today. I need to shift my words. I need to shift my mindset, my thought pattern basically, to instead of focusing on everything going wrong and all the things that can go wrong, and then things keep going wrong. I'm not saying that it would magically make everything go right. I don't believe in that either. But, you know, I can't help but wonder if there's something to it. If there's something to it that will help. As I said, I don't know, but it can't hurt, right? If I try to switch my thought pattern a little, and instead of focusing all the things going wrong, focusing on things that are going right instead. And also it's such a better outlook on life in general, but like, yeah, even the little things. Focusing what goes right instead of only wrong. I'm not saying that you shouldn't take action and like care and make sure that that you should completely ignore things going wrong, because I don't think that's the point either, but more like appreciate when things go right, first of all. But also, I keep saying I don't know exactly how to like speak about it, I guess. But something about, I don't know how to like collect my thoughts in a good way here. But I have been focusing on everything going wrong, and I would like to switch it to not focusing on only things going right, because I don't think everything will always go right either, but balance it out, I guess, in a way, a little better than what I have been doing. Because I've not been balancing it out very well. I've been just focusing all the bad, all the things that are going wrong, all the struggles, and, you know, what about focusing on all the things going right? Because, I mean, there are things going right too. Like, I'm having fun with this channel. I have a blog that occasionally gets some visits and some comments, and I have parents that would be willing to help. I have friends, I have family, I'm not bankrupt. I still have some savings so I can still buy food. I mean, focus on the good things, right? And there are a lot of good things. I've been very overwhelmed. Still occasionally am overwhelmed, but I've also been focusing on, all the things going wrong. And that has not been helpful. Let's be honest, it has not been helpful. And I would like to be kind to myself and helpful to myself. And I think that for that to happen, I need to shift my mindset to a better mindset, basically. To a way of thinking that will help me. Instead of just focusing on the bad and the wrong and all that, I need to switch my brain basically over to helping myself and focusing on the good things, the things that are going right. And I mean, it is definitely possible. I'm not saying it's gonna be easy, but I do believe that it's possible. And why wouldn't it? People change their mindset all the time. I keep changing my mind all the time, so, I think there's something to it. And also, the thing about what you focus on grows. And hold on. Yeah. So focusing on things, instead of like focusing on the downside, focusing on the positive and the upside and the good side, and I don't know what you're calling all the sides, but all the good parts instead of all the bad parts. And I think that would be helpful. And it's definitely more of a hopeful feeling about it all. No doubt about that. So it's gonna take me a while, and let's be honest, I'm gonna fall into the trap of, well, I wouldn't call it the dark side, but I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fall into like thinking about all the crap that could happen, all the things going wrong and all. I will probably do that a lot, because I've been doing that a lot. So that's where my mind is used to going. But if I can train my brain, that rhyme, train my brain, but if I can train my brain to, well, focus on the good things, on the things going right, or not even that, but focus on what, instead of focusing on what could go wrong, focusing on what could go right. That's not to say that I shouldn't consider like possibilities of things going wrong and being realistic about things that could happen and things go wrong. I'm not saying ignore it and pretend it's not happening, because things will be happening, whether you like it or not. But maybe not focus so much on it. instead focus on the good and kind of trick my brain into, not sure how more to explain it. Because when I say trick my brain, it feels like a bad thing, but I'm not thinking of it as a bad thing. It's more like a help, self-help kind of thing, in a way. Yeah. I don't know. Ooh, look at that. Cool. I don't. I'm trying to figure out how to like put it all together in my mind. It's not easy. But I don't. Yeah, this is hard trying to explain when I'm struggling to fully understand it myself, I guess. But I want to. I guess that's part of it. I want to understand it and I want to make it work, basically. I want to make it work. I want to make it good. And I really want to teach myself to focus on the good and what I can do instead of all the things that I can't do. And I think that's important. I think it's an important mindset and a mindset shift, basically, too. But instead of like considering all the doom and gloom all the time, let's look on the bright side. Like, sure, it could be that everything goes wrong and the report ends up me being not able to even sell my house and I'm stuck here for forever. Yeah, that would suck. And not sure what I would have done with myself if that happened, but you know, it doesn't have to be that way. It could be different. It could be that it works out a lot better. It could be that the report is pretty decent. So my house sells really fast for a good price. It could be that I randomly, after having sold my house and knowing how much money I have to play with, basically, it could be that I randomly happen upon something that will basically help me and find a house to buy that is, yeah, as I said, helpful, and that I'm trying to puzzle at the same time right now. It demands brain space. But it could be, that it works. That things happen for a reason and I get really lucky and yeah, here we have the thing about me doing two things at once. It's not always easy. Not always easy. But it could be that things work out, first and foremost, and not just that, but I could get lucky and sell this house for a good price, and then someone puts out a house for sale just when I have gotten the money for this place in, so it's like perfect timing for me to buy a new place. It could happen, and it could be like just the perfect place for me. I repeat, in a way I don't feel it's very likely, but it could happen. And I think that's That's the important thing right now, that I remember that things like that can actually happen. I can get lucky. Yeah, it can happen. I might just find the perfect place at the perfect time when I have the perfect amount of money that will be just enough, and things will work out. I mean, let's be honest, that is such a better way to think. At the same time, as I said, I do believe that it's important to consider possibilities, but also be realistic. It is not like the most realistic to think that that's going to magically happen. That wouldn't be realistic, but I mean, it could. Or something else good would come and work out in some ways. I mean, it could happen. It's not impossible. Some of it might be a little far-fetched, yeah, sure, but it's not impossible. It is not impossible, and I think that's an important thing to remember. Nothing is ever truly impossible. It might be hard, it might take a little bit longer than you would like, but it doesn't make it impossible. So why always look for the negative and the bad? And I know that's what I often do. But I would like to change that. I would like to switch it. So I would obviously prefer to still be realistic, because that's just, I can't not be realistic. It's just who I am. It's part of me, I guess. But I want to be able to look at a bright side too. I want to be able to look at a positive. And, you know, if you only focus on the negative, that's what you're going to attract. That's what's going to come your way. Because if you only focus on the negative, why on earth would the universe give you something good when you're just negative all the freaking time? There is no reason for that. So I have been a lot of negative on this channel. I'm aware. And if you haven't noticed, hello, you must be new. But I find myself wanting to look on the bright side. And as I said, bugs me that I don't remember your name. I'm sorry. But I'm not going to promise that I will remember your name in the future either, because that's, yeah. I don't want to risk lying, because that wouldn't feel right. But I will give it a shot about trying to be more positive. I think that in itself is a good idea. And yeah, that was kind of what I wanted to come on here and say. It's like, I want to try to, I feel like saying I want to be better. It's like, not it, I guess. But I do want to be better in the sense of maybe not being as negative as I have been. Because I don't think it's healthy. But I've been stuck there for a while now, unfortunately. But I have faith that it will work out. And hopefully that is true. Really, hopefully that is true. And you know, if it doesn't work out immediately, that's not a surprise either. Because usually things takes a little time. And nothing's gonna like magically change for the better. You have to work for it. And that's okay. I don't mind working. I kind of like working. So, yeah. I guess that's what I wanted to say today. I am gonna try. I make no promises. No promises is all about this. But I would like to try to be more positive. I would like to try to be less negative, obviously. But I want to figure out a way for myself that I can change my mindset about a lot of things, to be honest, but starting with this, I guess. Like, focus on better things and good things instead of like bad things all the time. So yeah, is this useful for you? I don't know. But I hope you can see the point. But also I think it's important to think about and talk about it, to be honest. And because sometimes we do get stuck in like the sad, depressive, negative mode, and it's not helpful. It's not helping. And I'm still like super nervous about everything going to happen, about like house and all the things. Super, super nervous. But also like I use the word like a lot. Sorry about that. I just realized. Not making any promises about that either, as usual. But I am starting to wonder where I was going with this. No, not really. I know where I'm going with it. I'm just not quite sure how to, like, put it all together into coherent whatever. And I do want to, as I said, focus on the bright side, the good side, and at the same time be realistic. And yeah, and I guess a part of me just wanted to say thank you for reminding me that it might not be that bad. It might end up a lot better than I fear. It might end up really well, you know? Could happen. I'm not saying it's the most likely necessarily, but it could happen. It is a definite possibility. And I guess I needed that reminder that it could be a good thing. It could end up a lot better than I think. It could end up being a great thing because it might work out just like perfect. And yeah. So as I said, I might end up with just the right place and just the right time, and everything could work out. I mean, it's not impossible. Nothing is. And I needed a reminder of that nothing is impossible. Sure, things seem hard and there are a lot of hurdles and hoops you have to jump through and a lot of stressors and all of that. But, you know, it might end up real well. I might end up exactly where I should be. I might get really lucky. You know? You never know. So you gotta look at the positive sometimes too, not just focus on the negative all the time. I'm sorry I've been focusing on the negative all the time because, you know, that is kind of what I've been doing, and I am sorry, but I'm gonna try, and then I also make no promises. So yeah, It's just, I think I'm trying to get myself excited. I don't know if it's fully working. I feel to an extent that it is working, but I'm also like, ooh, scared. What if it doesn't work? So, well, what if it does work? It could happen. It could work out just how I want it, how I need it. And it could be great. I mean, sure, I might have to stay with my parents for a little bit, or maybe, even better, maybe everything works out, and with everything working out, could be that yeah, everything works out, and that I keep repeating myself now, I'm sorry, but I feel like I need things to work out, but they might, you know, things might work out, things might go great. You never know. And if you only look for the negative, you're gonna find a lot of negative. I mean, I have been looking at the negative for a while now. I know this. If you only look at a negative, boy, you're gonna find a lot of negative. But if you try to instead look at a positive and focus on the good things, it might not be as bad as you originally thought. It might actually end up being kind of good. You might get lucky, you know? You don't know until you try, but yeah, you might get lucky. It might all work out, even though it doesn't feel like it right this moment, right this second, but you know, until you try, you won't know. So, oh dear. As I said, make no promises, but I would like to try to focus a little bit more about what is going right. And I did like almost get to a sale on a bookshelf that I'm trying to sell. Someone did contact me. Sure, they didn't answer back, but they started the conversation, so that's a positive. That's a good thing. What else? What else is good? This puzzle. I have fun with this channel. And for a short time, I had 322 subscribers. It was awesome. And sure, then someone unsubscribed again, so I am kind of back at 321 at the moment, but still, I mean, that's a lot of people. There's a lot of you. And I am just like, whoa, what happened? This is so cool. So, yeah. To everyone who has subscribed and are still subscribed, thank you. I really appreciate you. You are honestly currently helping my positivity. And we all know that I need it. Keeping the positivity going. Even though it's sometimes a little hard, but that's okay. That it's hard sometimes because that's part of life. But yeah, it's gonna work out. One way or another, it's gonna work out. And oh my god, look at this puzzle. See? It's working out. You know? There's a lot of pieces everywhere. But yeah, I think mindset is very important. I'm not always the best at it. Something is off. Oh, that's where you go. But I am doing my best, and I will continue to do as well as I can. And that's good enough. That's another thing, to like accept that things don't always go according to plan, because I don't know if you noticed, they don't. And But yeah, I think it's important to look on the bright side. And I'm sorry I haven't been doing that a lot lately, but I'm gonna work on it again. I feel like that's like a never-ending work, but it's okay. I can work with that because I know that at some point it will work out. It has to, you know? I mean, I feel like this is a very good example of things working out. I mean, have you seen my puzzle right now? It's pretty cool. And I kind of need something to drink. I didn't bring my tea today. So I'm gonna go do something else. And in the meantime, until the next video, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing if you have. I'm also gonna do some gardening. And I'm gonna continue to be nervous about... Well, I'm not sure where you cut me off, but look, I did it a lot. And I'm sorry, I have no idea where you cut me off, so I can't repeat what I said because I don't know what happened. Or I know exactly what happened. I didn't pay enough attention to the time, so you cut me off somewhere. And I'm sorry, and you might be sorry, we're all sorry, but it's gonna work out. I'm gonna try to look on the bright side that I have filmed the video, I will edit, I will upload, I will keep my fingers crossed someone finds this interesting and wanna subscribe to my channel, like the video, and I will continue with the puzzle in another video. Because currently I've decided to only work on this puzzle when I film. So if I want to do the puzzle, I'm gonna have to film. Though to film I do need to find something to say. So I'm just not sitting here just staring at you. Not that I would be staring at you anyway, because I'd be staring at the puzzle. So, yeah. Before I start going too much like off something, I will say thank you, and I hope you have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!